malpractices. Electoral malpractices are the acts or actions performed by people that go against rules and regulation for free and fair election. Electoral malpractices are acts or actions performed by people that go against rules and regulation for free and fair election. Ayodele, please unmute yourself. Chuweke, unmute yourself. David. Also, electoral malpractices are carried out by voters, candidates, vying for elective posts. E.g., security agents are also part of the people that carry out electoral malpractices. We also have the government and political party. And some of these malpractices are: number one, rigging of results. Rigging of a result is an example of electoral malpractices. Results are altered in favor of candidates or parties. Rigging of results is when results are being altered in favor of a particular candidate. They can rig the result on his behalf so that he can win election. Then we have number two, illegal printing of ballot papers. Illegal printing of ballot papers. Electoral Commission has the duty of printing ballot papers. Some of the bad politicians print ballot papers illegally. That's what it means. They try to print it illegally so that they can use it for their rigging of elections. That is what they do when they print ballot papers illegally. It's supposed to be meant for the Electoral Commission. That's their duty, to print those ballot papers. Then let's go to number three, kidnapping of electoral officials. Kidnapping of electoral officers. Candidates for election and electoral officers and even voters are kidnapped and taken to an unknown destination or killed. Is one of the reasons of electoral malpractices, kidnapping of electoral officers. Most of the time they send in people or hire assassins so that they can go and kidnap those people and, if possible, kill them, simply because they don't want them to win. They don't want people to win. So people that are taking part in the electoral process, their lives end up being in danger. Then number four, we have illegal dumping of ballot papers. Illegal dumping of ballot papers. Some politicians dump illegally printed ballot papers into ballot boxes on the day of voting. Some politicians illegally dump printed ballot papers into ballot boxes on the day of voting, meaning that most of the times they will hide in a particular place to do the thumb printing. Then they will find also an option or a way, or they will use somebody. It could be the security, it could be one of the ad hoc staffs, and dump in ballot papers illegally. That's what they do. And so that the person that they want to win will gain favor. That's what they do. So they try to dump those papers illegally when nobody is seeing them. Then number five, we have buying of voters registration. Buying of voters registration is another form of electoral malpractice. Some people go about buying voters registration cards from voters at a fee. Most of the time they want to use it in favor of the person that they want to win. So they may not allow the people to use the voters card by themselves. They will end up buying it from them for a token, so that they can use it to alter some results. And on the day of election, some people pose as owners of cards and vote with them. That's why there's need for accreditation there's need for you to check the card and check the person that is holding it to make sure it is the person that is using it. That's the essence of accreditation. Then we have number 6, forcible removal of, number 7, forcible removal of ballot boxes. When voting is nearly complete, some politicians send their thugs to carry away ballot boxes in areas where their opponents have more support. Most at times, they try to they send thugs so that they will move away those ballot boxes, so that the person that has tendency to win in that particular area, he will end up not winning. That is what used to happen. At the end of the day, some may end up getting injured as a result of that. So those ballot boxes could be destroyed where the ad hoc staff may not be able to have access to it in order to count those votes. At the end of the day, election in that place may be cancelled due to those things being carried out at that particular point in time. So forceful removal of ballot box in voting is when you don't want your opponent to win. You will send some talk so that they will move those ballot boxes away. Then in number 8, we have violence and intimidation. Violence and intimidation. Some of the agents and thugs can be hired, party agents or thugs can be hired to destroy electoral materials or harass electoral officers. That's what they do. They may give them a token or pay them a token so that they can be used for this fraudulent malpractice. Then we have number 9, independent electoral body. Independent electoral body. Electoral commission should be free and fair and just, meaning that whenever they are carrying out their activities, there should be no government interference. There should be no individual or party interference. The independent electoral body should be allowed to carry out the process all by themselves without interaction. That's what it means. So it's very important. That's why it's being called an independent electoral body. They don't need anybody outside that place to help them do their work. So let's go to ways of preventing electoral malpractices in Nigeria. Number 2, we have good leadership. Nigerian leaders and politicians should be committed to pursue social justice and equity. Nigerian leaders and politicians should be committed to the pursuit of social justice and equity. Whenever something is being done, the leaders should be able to make sure that justice is served. That's what it means. They should make sure that justice is being served so that the people in that particular place will be happy. It doesn't mean that even if the person is from your own side, just do it the way you ought to be so that you live by example. There's need for what? Good leadership. Then number 3, we have long-term planning. It's another way of preventing electoral malpractice in Nigeria. The Electoral Commission should embark on a long-term planning. They should not wait for election to be near before it starts its job. They should be able to do it accordingly and effectively so that there will not be any problem or issue pertaining voting materials. Long-term planning helps them to plan adequately. That's what it means. So if they can plan on time, they can prevent what? Electoral malpractices in Nigeria. Then we have number 4, political education. Political education. Citizens should be well informed about what is happening in the government and in the society. They should be well informed about the candidates that are coming out. They should be able to know what the person can do or what the person has done for the society or what the society has benefited from the person. You can't just go and vote somebody blindly without knowing what he can do. That's the essence of that information. And also, when you are voting, especially for the first time, you need to learn how to do it perfectly. You need to know which of your fingers to use, how to do it. And you need to also know so that you not select more than one person. Because if you are able to select more than one person, that means that vote will not be useful. So political education is very important. You should be able to know that which party will say something and do it, has a manifesto, has a plan for the society. That's the essence of that political education. You should be able to know that even when those people are being invited for a debate, they are saying things that actually they will do. Not just to say that at the end of the day, after winning the election, they will allow people to themselves. There's need for a political education. Then we have number 5, stringent punishment on offenders. Stringent punishment on offenders. Law need to be made against electoral malpractices. Anybody that has carried out electoral malpractice, there should be a punishment for that person. If possible, conviction, so that anybody that would carry out such offense will know the gravity of that offense and will also know what will follow after that offense. That's the essence of that punishment. If possible, if that person has been issued that punishment, they should not give the person any option of fine, because option of fine will make you do things. After all, there's an option. But if you know you go and do something and you be sent to prison and there's no option for you to be free, then you avoid doing such things. And any other person will also avoid doing the same thing. That is, these are the ways of what? Preventing electoral malpractices. So I'm going to be asking you a few questions, and I'll need you to answer me. Please, go to the beginning. Let me see them. Christabel, unmute yourself, please.
Ma.
Can you help me define electoral malpractice?
Ma, these are the actions performed by people which go against the rules and regulations for free and fair elections.
Very good. These are the actions performed by people that go against the rules of what? Free and fair election. Where's Francis? Francis. Great man. Great man. Unmute yourself, please. Great man. Can you hear me? Give me ways of preventing, 2 ways of preventing electoral malpractices.
Political education.
Huh?
Political education. Stringent punishments on offenders.
Stringent punishment on offenders. Thank you. Samuel. Give me 2 other forms of preventing, 2 ways of preventing electoral malpractices. The ones he has not mentioned.
Long-term planning. And political education.
And political education. Thank you. Esther. Not too late.
Ma?
Can you explain one reason why malpractice is being carried out? Explain one reason why electoral malpractice is being carried out.
Ma, because of greed.
Because of
Greed.
greed. How is it? What do you mean by greed?
Ma, some want the position because so they can be collecting the money of the government and not taking care of the people.
It's okay. Thank you. So now I'm going to be giving you assignments and I'll need you to do it and submit through the email. I believe my email is on, you can see the email on the screen, right? Well, you do the assignment and submit. I'll send you an email. Number one. What? What did you say?
Oh, no,
State,
you're not seeing the assignment.
can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
State 2, importance of free and fair election. State 2, importance of free and fair election. So you do it and submit. Okay?
Must we send it to the school email?
You send it, I'll send you an email.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Anna.Kaga. Anna.Kaga.
Most of us are screaming.
Anna.Kaga. Anna.Kaga at Yahoo. Yes.
Oh, Kaga, which one is Anna Kaga? Her name's Miss Ann. So continue typing now.
Ma'am, please write.
Okay. What is that called? Not that Kaga.
Can you see it?
Yes, that's right.
Can you see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
So copy it. Then you send it to this email.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. Thank you for listening.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, please wait.
Ma'am, please wait.
Hey.
Have you seen the email? Please copy it well. Copy it well.
Now I've seen it.
All right.
Ma'am.
So you do your assignment and send it to the email.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So let's pray. Let's pray.
Okay.
In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you for this moment that we were able to learn. We ask, oh God, Father, that may you grant us grace for a retentive memory. Give us also a listening ear so that we'll be able to work effectively. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for answered prayers. For I pray with thanksgiving in Jesus' name. So have a nice day.